Hi there, I'm Bernadette Wagner, Community Outreach Coordinator for Hospice of Washington County, and I'd like to welcome you to today's episode of Healing, Hope, and Health. It is my privilege to introduce Becky Johnson, Director of Quality, Compliance, and Education for Hospice of Washington County. Becky, who has an undergraduate degree in nursing and a master's in business administration with a focus on healthcare management, has been with Hospice of Washington County for 6 years. She joins us today to explain hospice's accreditation process and what she does to ensure our patients receive the highest quality of care. Welcome, Becky.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Sure, thanks for being here. So let's start off just a little bit with the fact that Washington County only has one hospice, while some other counties have several hospices. Why is it that we only have one hospice here in our county?
That's correct, that we are the only hospice here in Washington County, and that is because Maryland is a Certificate of Need state, or a CON state.
Mm-hmm.
So the Maryland Healthcare Commission evaluates the counties in Maryland to determine how many hospices are needed to meet the needs of the people in that particular county. I think it's a real testament to Hospice of Washington County that we have proven to be able to meet those needs of the residents of Washington County, and they evaluate that based on the percentage of deaths that the hospice is able to serve. Based on 2013 data, 2014 data is not out yet, we were able to serve 48% of the deaths in Washington County, whereas the benchmark is 44.6%. And that really goes along with our mission. We want to be able to provide the best quality end-of-life care that we can to all the patients who are eligible for our benefit, as well as provide families with bereavement support.
Well, that's great. So in communities where there's several hospices, what we can tell is that no single hospice is meeting that 44%.
Correct.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for that explanation. How is our hospice and other hospices, how are they accredited? Who does that?
We are accredited by Joint Commission. And Joint Commission is a large organization that accredits many healthcare organizations, whether it be hospitals, home health, and so forth. So they come in every 3 years and survey us and what they're looking for is evaluating both quality and safety standards, making sure that we meet and exceed those standards that they set. And they were here in November, and we received our accreditation in December of this last year.
So they not only look at what's happening at the main office, they go out into the field, they see how our nurses and our CNAs, our social workers, they evaluate all aspects of the organization.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
They not only evaluate more of like the paperwork, I guess, aspect, the policies and procedures in-house, but they do make visits with nurses, social workers, volunteers, and CNAs.
And I know that one of the things they're looking for is to making sure that our staff is current and up to date with professional development and various educational courses. That's great. So does Hospice Washington County belong to any professional organizations?
We do. One of the biggest organizations that we belong to is the National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization, excuse me, which is a national organization. NHPCO is what we call them. And they're real advocates for hospice, as we are advocates for our patients. And they keep us up to date on different regulatory changes that may be occurring. But they also help in setting benchmarks for various quality measures. So hospices can compare themselves with both our state level and our national level quality indicators to make sure that we are providing the highest quality care that we can for our patients.
And so the benchmarks that they provide, these are specific parameters, what they measure us against other hospices nationwide and
Correct.
statewide.
Correct.
What are those specific parameters that they're comparing us?
It's a variety of items. Some of the biggest ones is just overall quality of care. And then it breaks it down into more specific types of areas. Obviously, nursing area is a big component. How well are we teaching our families and our patients on various medications and care aspects? But then they also benchmark us on psychosocial areas, spiritual, volunteer, and bereavement areas of the care that we provide.
Okay, and for the medical and the family education piece, are they looking to determine how comfortable families feel with delivering, supportive care to their loved ones, and how confident they are in this care that we're giving?
Correct. They ask families about the confidence that they have in us, but also the confidence that they feel. So we want them to feel confident. We want to empower our families to feel confident in giving certain medications or identifying certain symptoms that need to be managed, but also their confidence on what to expect at the time of death of their loved one and what to do, and so forth. So.
That's really a good bit of information, I think, for the public to have, to know that hospice is providing the care, but to also to know that they are being monitored and being evaluated and approved for the care that they do provide.
Eventually those scores will be made public years down the road, probably another 2 or 3 years, so that the public's actually able to see what the scores are.
Oh, yeah. That's really a good idea. They can do some comparisons and see the strong care. How has Hospice of Washington County fared on these benchmarks statewide?
We've done well. I have to say that we have done well on our scores. And last year we actually were awarded the 2014 Hospice Honors Award. That award is issued by DATA, who issues the survey for us to our families. And for hospices that score 85% or higher on all of the quality indicators of that family satisfaction survey are awarded this prestigious award. And we were the only hospice in Maryland last year to receive that.
What is it called?
It's called the Hospice Honors Award.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you as the quality control person there.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Becky, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you taking time to join us on Healing Hope and Health.
Great, thank you.
I'd like to thank Becky for being here today and thank her for the important role that she does to ensure the highest quality of care for Hospice of Washington County patients and their families. I've lived in this community for almost a quarter of a century, and I'm likely to die here as well. It gives me a measure of peace to know that if I should need its services, Hospice of Washington County is the only DATA Honor Award recipient in the state of Maryland. I hope this gives you a little bit of comfort too. We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm the hometown favorite.
I'll outsmart you.
I will beat you.
I'll be surrounded by fans cheering me on.
There's no place like home for fighting cancer.
My turf.
My time.
My team.
Expert care, close to home. The John R. Marsh Cancer Center at Meritus Health.
This is our home. It's where we've all decided to put down roots and raise families, not because we had to, because we wanted to. And as a business owner, you pour every ounce of energy into doing what's right for you in this community, and you won't and you don't stop until you get what you want, and neither do we. We're Antietam Cable Productions, and it's time to stand up and be seen and heard. You have a voice, and we'll help you tell your story. Antietam Cable Productions, putting the beat into the heart of your business.
Arbors Carson Jewelers has been your community jeweler for over 110 years. We have the region's largest selection of diamonds, designer jewelry, including bridal, gold, and silver fashion jewelry, and fine Swiss timepieces. We strive to combine quality, expert personal attention, and affordable financing to create an exceptional shopping experience aimed at exceeding your expectations. At Carson's Jewelers, there's something for everyone that will bring a smile to that someone special in your life.
Hi, I am Dr. Olenzak at the Pain and Spine Institute. I specialize in the most advanced procedures and technology available in pain management. At your visits and procedures, you will always see me for continuity of care. I would like to thank all of my patients for allowing me to provide you with the specialized care that you need. To give you this level of care requires a team. This is your team at the Pain and Spine Institute. To become a patient, call 301-739-7900 or go to painfree-md.com.
Welcome back to Healing Hope and Health. I'm pleased to introduce our next guest, Diane Nairn, who serves as Hospice of Washington County's Hospital Liaison at Meritus Health Center. Diane received her nursing degree from Hagerstown Junior College and her BSN from West Virginia University, and has been a valued employee at Hospice of Washington County for the past year. As the hospital liaison, Diane evaluates, admits, and cares for Meritus inpatients recommended to receive hospice services. She joins us on today's program to answer important questions about how Hospice of Washington County functions within the hospital. Thanks for being here, Diane.
Thank you for inviting me.
So you have a really important role. You sort of bridge the two organizations, Hospice and Meritus Health Center. Can you tell us a little bit about your responsibilities at Meritus?
I have a very close working relationship with the care managers and the social workers at the hospital, and some of the physicians actually. They're the ones that identify patients that they feel could benefit from the hospice services and make the referrals to me. We meet with the families, meet with the patients, discuss hospice benefits, and if they feel that that's the route that they want to go, whether they're going home, they're going to a nursing home, or they're staying at the hospital as a GIP patient, we get them admitted, and we see that they're kept comfortable throughout the rest
And what
of the
does
time.
GIP stand for?
General inpatient.
Okay.
And we use that only because we don't have an inpatient hospice house as yet in Washington County.
And if and when we get Doey's House opened up, then they would be patients at Doey's House?
Yes.
Okay. And once referred to hospice, what steps do you take? Does a physician actually write an order and then you step in, or?
I have to have a physician's order to do the evaluation.
Okay.
And once the evaluation is completed, then Dr. Baker reviews it, finds that they're eligible for hospice services. If they're GIP, then I admit them GIP there to the hospital. If not, if they're going home or they're going back to a nursing facility, I do the evaluation and then coordinate with them to get them either home with the equipment that they need or back to the facility with the equipment that they need.
So are you providing the same nursing care that our nurses out on our different purple and teal teams do in the home?
It's a little more intensive, actually, because the patients that I generally see, other than the ones that are going home or back to a facility, the GIP patients are seen every day by a hospice nurse, and most days twice a day, if not more. And it's because their needs are a little more immediate and sometimes more demanding as far as their symptom management.
Okay, so you're working every day with those patients. So are you working in tandem with the nurses at Meritus?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We could not do our job without them.
Okay, and do you support each other? Do you wind up decreasing their load by caring for these GIP patients, or? But you're not there all the time either.
Not decreasing their load, no, but helping to advocate for the patient to get their symptoms managed, and sometimes you have to go to bat for the patient with a physician. So that's where I step in, because sometimes they're easier, they will listen to me quicker than they will listen to a staff nurse on the floor sometimes.
So when you're admitting and evaluating a patient for hospice care, if they ask you about the hospice services that you provide, what do you tell them?
I tell them that we're there to make what time they have left the best that we can possibly make it, to keep them comfortable, manage their symptoms, and allow them to do whatever they want to and are able to do for the rest of their life.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's terrific. So what is your role when you get a GIP patient but then they wind up being discharged? Do you help with the discharge planning?
Yes, we help with getting the equipment in place wherever they're going, if they're going home with their family, if they're going to a facility, to make sure that the equipment is available before they're discharged. Any medications that they might need for symptom management, that's available before they leave the facility, and to make sure that there is enough support in the home or in the facility to take care of them.
That's great. I imagine your work at Meritus with the hospice patients can be very demanding but also gratifying. Do you have a chance to interact with the patients, and if so, do you have any stories that have been particularly meaningful to you?
I had a patient a few weeks ago that was very concerned about hospice and got the information and decided, okay, this is the route I want to go. This is what my doctors recommended. And when she was getting some final questions answered by me, she said, so I guess I have to stay home now that I'm on hospice services. I said, absolutely not. You can go where you want. You can do what you want to do. As long as you feel good, go out, live life. She said, that's good. I like to go out and sing karaoke.
That's terrific.
Go sing.
That's terrific. Well, Diane, thanks so much for being here today. It takes a special sort of person to do the work Diane does every day. Jean Watson, the founder and director of the Watson Caring Science Institute, has said, quote, caring is the essence of nursing, end of quote. This is definitely true of nurses in general, but maybe even truer for those nurses who provide hospice care. I'd like to thank Diane for joining us today and for the compassionate care she provides to those with limited time. I'd like to thank you, our viewers, for joining us for this segment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
People don't realize it takes a lot to care for a family member in your home. John's dad was very headstrong, so I think that was a lot for him to get over and try to come to terms with that he had terminal illness. I would recommend to everybody to get hospice involved at the get-go. When you first learn about it, get it set up. It's going to make it, I mean, it's terrible what you're going through already, but it's going to make it easier for you in the long run because we couldn't have done it without them.
Call Hospice today. Hospice of Washington County, when time matters most.
This is our home. It's where we've all decided to put down roots and raise families, not because we had to, because we wanted to. And as a business owner, you pour every ounce of energy into doing what's right for you in this community, and you won't and you don't stop until you get what you want, and neither do we. We're Antietam Cable Productions, and it's time to stand up and be seen and heard. You have a voice, and we'll help you tell your story. Antietam Cable Productions, putting the beat into the heart of your business.
Hi, I am Dr. Olenzak at the Pain and Spine Institute. I specialize in the most advanced procedures and technology available in pain management. At your visits and procedures, you will always see me for continuity of care. I would like to thank all of my patients for allowing me to provide you with the specialized care that you need. To give you this level of care requires a team. This is your team at the Pain and Spine Institute. To become a patient, call 301-739-7900 or go to painfree-md.com.
From the smallest item of jewelry to the largest ceramic elephant, every 10,000 Villages handcrafted product makes a remarkable journey.
All over the world, our products travel similar paths, over thousands of miles and years of artistic tradition. Our handcrafted gifts represent work that builds villages and sustains souls. They are the dream of a better life made real. Every product is a miracle.
Welcome back. I'm glad you're still with us because you wouldn't want to miss our next guest, the dynamic duo of Boonesboro, Mayor Skip Kaufman and his wife and fellow council member Cindy Kaufman. Hospice of Washington County just 2 days ago celebrated the grand opening of its first ever satellite office and its third community life center located on Main Street in Boonesboro. Skip and Cindy join us today to tell us what it means to the town of Boonesboro and its residents to have Hospice of Washington County invest in their community. Welcome, Skip. Welcome, Cindy.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Delighted to be here. We're so glad you can make it. So, Skip, let's start with you, and maybe you can tell our viewers how long you and your family have lived in Boonesboro and how long you've been the mayor.
Well, Bernadette, I moved to Boonesboro in 1974. I grew up in the village of Antietam down below Sharpsburg for my first 24 years of my life, and I went to Boonesboro Middle School and Boonesboro High School, so I've always been connected with Boonesboro. And then in '74 I got married and I moved to Boonesboro, and then in the late '70s my parents followed me over to Boonesboro, and
it's a whole community affair, huh?
Yes. We got most of our family live in Boonesboro, and we're blessed to have it that way.
That's great. And Cindy, how long have you been on the council?
I've been on the council since 2009. I was appointed to fill an unexpired term, and then I ran for election in 2010 and 2014 and won both of those elections.
That's great. And Skip, you've been mayor for how many years
now? Yes, since 1988, 27 years.
That's great.
I served 4 years on the council before that.
Well, I'm sure over the 27 years that you've been mayor and since you've been on the council, there's been lots of changes in Boonesboro on the Main Street. Can you tell us a little bit about what this most recent change with the addition of Hospice of Washington County means to the residents of Boonesboro?
Well, first of all, for Hospice to take over the building that was previously owned by Napa Auto Parts and doing a complete renovation is a really welcome addition to our Main Street. We've worked hard over the years to revitalize downtown and keep it thriving.
But I like to think of Boonesboro downtown now as a destination, and that's become a reality over the last several years. We have many volunteers who work for the town of Boonesboro on commissions and boards, and our town council is very supportive of the downtown effort. And with hospice, it just really enhances our downtown, and we are very glad to have a hospice as part of our town. And you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that our Economic Development Commission has done a lot of the work to enhance downtown. And the Nora Roberts family, of course, have invested heavily into our area around the square, and we're very grateful for everyone's involvement in the downtown effort.
That's great. Do you think most of the residents are aware of Hospice Washington County's mission to provide quality end-of-life care and also bereavement support to members of the community, whether their loved ones had hospice or not?
I think many people are. I've talked to a lot of people who have actually needed hospice end-of-life care and are very appreciative of their efforts. I go to a hairdresser who does people's hair that need hospice services. I think most people are aware of those kinds of services.
Skip, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, I just really think that people that have needed the hospice care always talk about the professionalism and the caring of the staff. And I noticed that firsthand Wednesday when they had the open house and presented me with this real nice boutonniere here that I was able to wear during my little speech that I gave. But the staff that you have at hospice is just second to none when it comes to caring and professionalism. And people in South County, Boonesboro and the South County area, are very, very much aware of hospice and their mission. And we heard that you were interested in bringing a facility to Boonesboro. We were just greatly appreciative of that.
And we're so excited to have the Community Life Center too, which is an opportunity to engage the residents of Boonesboro to share their strengths and skills and talents. We provide the space so that they can lead their own volunteer programs. We're also opening that space to nonprofits free of charge if they're willing to bring their services. I don't know if what the residents of Boonesboro think about that, or maybe you could tell us.
Well, I'm not sure if they're aware of that yet, but for example, I talked to a pastor the other day at the open house at the ribbon cutting, and he said he really wanted the local ministerium group to find out more about hospice and their services. And right away I said, what better idea than for you to come here for your meeting? And one of your staff jumped in and said, absolutely, we'd love to have them. We'll provide lunch. And I thought, what a better way for them to get a hands-on experience, and he was very receptive to that.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for both being here. I really appreciate it.
I think being all-inclusive, the term I think about is all-inclusive with hospice in the town, getting everybody involved, and it's a great thing.
We're looking forward to the partnership, that's for sure.
So are we.
I'd like to thank Skip and Cindy for joining us on today's program, and on behalf of Hospice of Washington County, I'd like to thank the town of Boonesboro for the warm, hospitable welcome. Hospice of Washington County's Boonesboro Satellite Office will enable the staff to better serve the residents of South County, meeting the medical, social, and spiritual needs of those with life-limiting illnesses. The Boonesboro Community Life Center and Hospice of Washington County, it's our gift to their community. I encourage all the Boonesboro residents to get involved and make a difference.
Arbors Carson Jewelers has been your community jeweler for over 110 years. We have the region's largest selection of diamonds, designer jewelry, including bridal, gold, and silver fashion jewelry, and fine Swiss timepieces. We strive to combine quality, expert personal attention, and affordable financing to create an exceptional shopping experience aimed at exceeding your expectations. At Carson's Jewelers, there's something for everyone that will bring a smile to that someone special in your life.
This is our home. It's where we've all decided to put down roots and raise families, not because we had to, because we wanted to. And as a business owner, you pour every ounce of energy into doing what's right for you in this community, and you won't and you don't stop until you get what you want, and neither do we. We're Antietam Cable Productions, and it's time to stand up and be seen and heard. You have a voice, and we'll help you tell your story. Antietam Cable Productions, putting the beat into the heart of your business.
I'm the hometown favorite.
I'll outsmart you.
I will beat you.
I'll be surrounded by fans cheering me on.
There's no place like home for fighting cancer.
My turf.
My time.
My team.
Expert care, close to home. The John R. Marsh Cancer Center at Meritus Health.
People don't realize it takes a lot to care for a family member in your home. John's dad was very headstrong, so I think that was a lot for him to get over and try to come to terms with that he had terminal illness. I would recommend everybody to get hospice involved at the get-go. When you first learn about it, get it set up, it's going to make it, I mean, it's terrible what you're going through already, but it's going to make it easier for you in the long run because we couldn't have done it without them.
Call Hospice today. Hospice of Washington County, when time matters most.
Welcome back. Today I'd like to mix things up a little bit. People are always asking me to detail all the programs offered by Hospice of Washington County that support those dealing with life-changing losses. It can be a little confusing, but only because Hospice of Washington County's Bereavement Department does such an excellent job of offering a variety of programs in 4 different locations in an effort to meet the diverse needs of our community. The Bereavement Department's programs are offered at Hospice of Washington County's main office, as well as all 3 of its community life centers located in Hancock, Hagerstown, and Boonesboro. The programs, which include topic-specific presentations, educational workshops, and support groups, are all facilitated by professional grief counselors and are free and open to the public. Many of the programs do, however, require advanced registration. Take a look and see if any of these programs interest you or will help someone you care about.
Looking through the lens, I see you smiling there. I take a photograph. In my mind, you'll never fade. A million winding roads. Who knows where we will go today or tomorrow? Never give up, and I'll never give up on you. It's a beautiful life if you never stop dreaming. I never stop dreaming with you. It's a beautiful, beautiful life. Beautiful, beautiful life. There's choices that we make every single day. There's chances that we take, and I will always take a chance with you. A million winding roads. Who knows where we will go today or tomorrow? Never give up, and I'll never give up on you. It's a beautiful life if you never stop dreaming. I never stop dreaming with you. It's a beautiful, beautiful life. It's a beautiful, beautiful life. Like a summer breeze, you're washing over me. We're building memories, let's make them last forever.
Did anything pique your curiosity? If not, maybe you might be interested in attending or leading a volunteer-led program at one of Hospice of Washington County's 3 community life centers. Did you know that the programs at each community life center vary depending on the skills and talents of the community members that step forward to share their knowledge and expertise? Each community is empowered to shape their own life center. In Hancock, community members have led programs on financial management, Tai Chi, quilting, knitting, and caring for caregivers. In Hagerstown, local residents have shared their passions by leading book discussions, offering poetry workshops, and presenting travel programs to exotic destinations. I can't wait to see what the folks in Boonesboro will do with their community life center. Check out the Community Volunteer-Led Programs calendar and see how you can make a difference by joining or leading a program.
Looking through the lens, I see you smiling there. I take a photograph. In my mind, you'll never fade. A million winding roads. Who knows where we will go today or tomorrow? Never give up, and I'll never give up on you. It's a beautiful life if you never stop dreaming. I never stop dreaming with you. It's a beautiful, beautiful life. Beautiful, beautiful life. There's choices that we make every single day. There's chances that we take, and I will always take a chance with you. A million winding roads. Who knows where we will go today or tomorrow?